Okay, it's the next day. It's already afternoon. I'm going to inflate the balloons as fast as I can, and I'm hoping I can show you guys how to do the Linko balloons and also an organic rope with the balloons, because last time I showed you guys more of a structured rope look. I'll see how I can put all that together for you guys, but I want to inflate the balloons as fast as I can, and let's get to the venue. It's about 1:20. I want to leave here at the latest 3:30. We'll see, but I'm hoping I can get a truck to carry all this. Let me show you the backdrop. I added a couple more flowers so you can see what it looks like. Take extra flowers with me, because I always, when you move stuff around, something shift. So sometimes I add stuff to fill, and I'll explain that here in just a second. So let me show you what we have so far. Okay, so this is what we did last night. Pardon the noise in the back. The kids are playing. I have 9 kids right now at home, and they're all playing together, watching TV. So let me show you the balloons we're going to inflate. So this is the design I'm going for. It's my little sketch. I like coloring this stuff ahead of time on my scrap paper. So the squares are the shimmer wall. Then I have a neon sign, bride to be. Then I have a mixture of balloons. That cream color is gonna be white. I just wanted it to reflect different on the paper because the paper is white. Then I have this berry color, just a standard pink, so it's not that bright. This other color here is just a standard pink color. This is my rose gold right there. So that's the design. So I'm hoping to have more volume down here, maybe extend this a little here, thicken it up. You know, each square is 12 inches. So I have 48 panels total. I think I use all on here. I was doing the math at the bottom, but so I'm making it quite tall, and then I might add balloons here. We'll see when we get to the venue, but let's inflate, get this tutorial going. Hope you enjoy. Don't forget to subscribe. Welcome to Soto Creations, where we make your imagination a reality. Yes, I cannot forget to welcome you guys back to this channel. I know we started off on the go, but I want to take a few minutes to welcome you back if you're a subscriber. And if you're not, what are you waiting for? Go ahead and click that subscribe button so I can see the support. Thank you so much for tuning in. If this is your first time on this channel, I show you how I decorate for various events, and I take you on all the events that allow me to record so you can see exactly how I put all these designs together. So you'll see me do floral arrangements, and I have a lot of balloon tutorials as well. So you are welcome here, and let's go on with the tutorial. So I am starting by inflating all my pink balloons. Now these are Qualitex balloons. I have 16 inches and 11 inches, and I'm just mixing them together and creating pairs by tying the necks together. And I always tell you, when you're creating this organic look, meaning you have different size balloons, make sure you're compressing the balloons and letting some air out. When you first inflate the balloons, you'll notice that they come out oval shaped, and you do not want them to be oval shaped like that. You want to compress them, let some air out so that they're nice and round, so that the balloons look very nice and cute. You'll notice some balloons, when you look at them, that they stick out more, which doesn't make the design look good. Now with the pairs, I'm putting 6 together with some of them, and some I'm putting 4 together. Now I'm just twisting that together, and the quads, which are the 4 balloons put together, are going to be my filler balloons. The 6 that I put together are my main ones that I'm going to use to create this design. And it worked out where I used up all the balloons I inflated, and it turned out pretty well. Now this beautiful shade of pink is called Wildberry. It's a Tuftex color as well, and I'm using pretty much the same method I did with that light pink one to form my clusters and my filler quads. So that's the plan here. I showed you already the sketch that I made for this design. That is what I'm going to go by. The funny thing is, when I get to the venue, I actually forgot my sketch, but my daughter was able to send me the sketch, and you see me look at my phone constantly, not a distraction. I'm actually looking at the picture of the design she sent, because I left it right on that couch on the right side on my way to the venue, so she was able to send that to me. I am so blessed this time around that my sister is in town, and she and my husband helped me with the full setup. Now, if you know, in the past when I have the bridal show, I create a balloon backdrop for the show, but I also have my booth. So you already saw what I did for my booth. I'll link that video below just so that this tutorial is not extremely long, and you'll be able to learn how I put that floral arch together. So stay tuned, or it'll be down in the description below. You can just click on that and you can see how I put that together. Now, it's not until I started inflating the white balloons that I realized that my colors are slightly different. So you can see right there, I'm showing you the ones that have more of a glistening shimmer to them. It is the sugar with Tuftex. All the balloons are Tuftex, but the shimmery one is called Sugar, and it's by Tuftex. And I have, of course, the Tuftex white. The Tuftex white and the Qualitex white are pretty much interchangeable. You can mix those together and you can't tell the difference. But I want you to pay attention to that for when we're actually setting up the backdrop, and you'll see the difference in that. It was extremely hard for me to work with the sugar because it wasn't stretchy. It was a pretty tough balloon, and I've said in the past that the Tuftex balloons tend to be a lot harder to work with on your fingers. Now you see me pulling this rose gold by Vitalitex. The Vitalitex balloons tend to be extremely soft, extremely stretchy, and easy to work with. So keep that in mind when you decide to purchase your balloons. It's just something to think about. There are pros and cons to each brand, but here I'm able to actually stretch out, and the Vitalitex also have enough neck where you can pull and tie your clusters together easily. So we continue with our Qualitex, our Vitalitex in rose gold. These colors work really well together and help to form the beautiful backdrop setup, and everyone loved it when I talked to them as they came to my booth. They took lots of pictures and enjoyed. Some of the clusters I add 8 balloons like you can see there. The only reason I'm able to do that is because of the stretch that these chrome rose gold balloons are able to give. Moving on to our Linko tutorial, these balloons come with an extra extension on the top. You can see them right there. You just want to inflate them, deflate to where they're somewhat equal. If you have trouble doing that, just use a balloon sizer. We're treating them as though they are regular balloons and forming pairs. So what you want to do is inflate, deflate till you have the same, tie the ends together, and you want to snip the middle that you tie just so it is a nice and seamless connection between the two. I'll show you a close-up here shortly, but we want to tie the ends together like how you would double knot your regular pairs, and then use scissors to cut close enough to the end but not where it would untie. So I'm doing this so at the end, when everything is hung, it's nice and seamless and you don't see those ends just sticking out, because they're pretty long and they stand out. So we don't want that. We want a nice seamless look. Again, deflate, make them the same size, and then you'll now take the two that you've inflated the pairs and tie those together. So you're using those ends that are sticking out of the top and just connecting them, tying them together. You also want to be careful because since this is a closed end, sometimes it forms a little bit of a bulge or a bulb. So you make sure that you can hold the ends well. That's where I cut. You want to make sure you tie them together and pull them far in so that it forms that without creating that bulge. And you can also cut those two ends off so that it's also not sticking out and creating that visual distraction when you hang everything up. So that is how you link your balloons for these specialty balloons, and you'll see what I use them for. I'm sure you'll love them, but I skipped the video on the part that I created the organic balloon ropes. Now I have another tutorial where I show you how you make balloon ropes, but those are more of a structured design. But I decided to create balloon ropes for this backdrop, and I ended up not using them. I'll show you that towards the end. You see me trying it out to see if it works, and it doesn't. Let me know in the description if you think it worked for that design, what you think I should have done with it. But I'll show you on a different video how I create the organic ones, so stay tuned for that. Now we're moving on to these foil balloons. They are diamonds. What better place to use diamond foil balloons than a bridal show? This caught me off guard. I thought I popped it, but as you inflate it, it kind of unravels. So it comes pretty well packaged and it unravels as you're inflating. But you want to inflate these till they're nice and firm, and then you just tie the ends. I'm not sure whose idea it was to put the writing on the end that would show on your design, but that's what I was showing you up there. Now I'm tying my 260Q on the end. As pretty as this looks, it did not hold the volume, it did not hold the air that you inflated in, so I wasn't a fan of it. But I'm inflating another one now. I'm showing you a close-up where you insert your hand pump. You want to use a hand pump to inflate these foil balloons just so you don't get too much air and let it pop. But stay tuned for what happens to me. So I come closer just so you can see where it starts unraveling and expanding. If I try to do this by hand to open it up initially, and it doesn't work, so you have to just inflate it and let it unwrap on its own. And I keep going till I know it's nice and firm, and then I tie the end. So you use a 260Q and you just tie it from the middle just so you have enough room on both ends to attach it to your balloons. I'm untying my next one. I'm going to use a round orb balloon. Same method. You just want to keep inflating until it is nice and tight. I'll show you a close-up. It'll be easier to see with this one because as you inflate, you see where the seams look a little wrinkly right there. So you want to keep inflating till most of those wrinkles are out. Not all of them, but most of them straighten up. You can kind of see where it's starting to straighten up right there. Just keep inflating till you get most of them out, not all of them. I end up using 2 of these on my backdrop and love the look that it gave. So there we have it. So now I noticed this one lost some air. So is it a good idea? Watch and see. Okay, we are here. It is so hot. Let me show you guys around. So this is the entrance. right here. Let me come. I think I'm gonna set up the balloons right there. I already have my pipe and drip kit. So come from these doors right here like this, and I thought about putting it here, but I think I'm gonna put it in that corner so when people come they can take the pictures right there. Hopefully once I start they don't ask me to move it, but I think this is to help direct people on going around, so that might be a good spot, or that might cause traffic, I don't know, but I'm gonna think about that. So I have the balloons we just inflated, my bag. I'm waiting for Richard and Kao to bring the other stuff. You have people already setting up. This is our convention center. Nice, nice, nice. Lots of vendors. We're so excited. Let's get to work. We came late, so we only have 2 hours. This is what I have so far. Because of how the design is, part of it is not on the crossbar. So you've seen me use the crossbar, attach my shimmer wall and then raise it up. This time I'm attaching the shimmer wall to the upright because I don't want the upright to show. On this side we're not going to have balloons, which is going to be the right side of the design. This is flipped over. I'd attach it flipped over. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 this way, and I'll have 6 this way. I got another box here. I'm still waiting for my stand so I can put this together, but this is just gonna go in here. We'll lift this whole piece up, and then I'll put the crossbar on it just so I can estimate how much space I need before I put the other pieces of the shimmer wall. So let's continue adding the pieces while we wait for the stand. The hard part is done. Let's get to designing these balloons. I hope you like what you see so far. That is my beautiful organic balloon rope. I'm trying to see if it'll work, and it just does not work for this backdrop. So I take it away and I'm continuing on with my filler balloons to fill up the space. Don't worry, I know that hole is pretty huge. Richard is also pointing out the areas that he sees gaps that I need to fill, and I'm going to cover all that up. This is the next day, and I had forgotten to inflate some pink balloon clusters, the 5 inches. So I did that at home and just brought it the next day. And of course, we have our bride to be neon sign. I like telling you guys the backstory to some of the things I do. But the backstory to my bride to be sign is I found this on Facebook Marketplace a while back, and I was trying to negotiate the price and kept delaying. Thank God the lady did not sell it, and I was at a crunch to have this for the bridal show. So I tried to contact her. This time I'm on the begging side to buy this because I have just a few days left. I contacted some local businesses that make neon signs, and they quoted me. The minimum was $300, and I started to freak out and was rushing trying to get a hold of this lady to buy this neon sign from her. But it ended up working out. My sister went early this morning and picked it up, and it's a beautiful sign, nice and bright, worked beautiful. We still had to figure out how to connect it so that it would work for the event. But of course, you see me add all these flowers, which add just a beautiful touch for a bridal show. And also the balloon links that we put on the right side just add that elegance. I ended up not using the diamonds because they just did not hold its shape. So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching.